Good afternoon, dear friends. My name is Mariana Pulagu. I welcome you to my channel. First of all, I would like to explain something to you. I want to say for my friends that do not speak Greek that I released yesterday the first video and I wanted to put subtitles on in English, but I realized that it needs a hell of a lot of effort to do so. And it is a little unfair for those who are watching, to only see the letters down. Even though I need to do well what I do, I thought that the reason that I do that is to approach people in a very inner way, and something which cannot be done by reading only subtitles and not understanding and not seeing face to face as a discussion. So for these friends that are interested, I have to give them the best I can, and this is by talking to them directly. So I decided to release two versions of my video, one in Greek, which is my native language, and I am very proud to speak to my friends and to the people that are living in Greece. But I also want to have an equal approach to the people that are abroad, and I want to do the best for them. So I will release, as I told you, two versions of video, one in Greek and one in English. Let's proceed now to the need that made necessary for me to create those videos and that channel for you. The times that we're living are tough and difficult. I consider that we have to wake up and find within ourselves all that we need to have a happy life and feel nice. It is more than urgent to do that because I realize that I can help people in a new way of developing consciousness and spiritual evolution. We nowadays feel lonely. We're out of nature, living in urban environments with difficult relationships, isolated from any spiritual aspect, and in total separation with our inner selves and the whole world that there is inside of us. We have inappropriate jobs that makes us feel awful. They do not meet our psychological standards. We are trapped in circumstances that we do not accept, and finally we're not happy. We don't live happily. So we become even lonelier, closed in ourselves, not giving, feeling depressed. Our immune system is getting even weaker, and the result is having diseases. As Bruce Lipton says, our thoughts become our reality. We need to have that under consideration. We're surrounded by toxic people, toxic situations, until we become toxic too, losing our good qualities. Living into the pollution with electromagnetic radiance attacking us, eating inappropriate food, full of anxiety to survive, not having much time for handling things, and an unbelievable chase of time all day through. We have a life without having fulfilled our dreams and our goals. To make matter worse, this pandemic came. It kept us away from our beloved ones and filled us with a tremendous fear for losing our lives. Less money, no jobs, insecurity for the future. My dear friends, I have good news for you. First of all, you don't have to fear. Fear brings the lowest vibration ever. it paralyzes us. Nothing good can come from this. On the contrary, the more growing of consciousness we have, the less fear we feel. You have to know that fear is not a first degree feeling. It comes from the insecurity of losing something we have or being afraid to try to have it. Fear is the exact opposite of love. When you open your heart with love, fear dissolves. I want to tell you that we all have so many possibilities of achieving things with power that we cannot even imagine. The most certain thing is that we are not those weak and frightened creatures that they train us to become. What we all need is our awakening, to enlighten ourselves, because at this time we are in a big sleep. We need to find our spirituality, our spiritual self. We haven't met him still, but he is there. He awaits for us. Furthermore, we are the only species that can have a free will. But we do not. George Gurdjieff says that we cannot have free will as we are in our sleep. First, we have to awaken ourselves. Till then, we drift along in whatever life is taking us. Only then we can have our choices. Our soul is being built by ourselves too, as the same teacher says. Through our lives, we develop quantities, virtues, as they were called in ancient Greece, and specifically Plato, in his book Politeia, describes the four more crucial and important virtues, which are prowess, abstinence, justice, and prudence. There are also others, such as power, hope, strength, and charity. All these virtues are giving us the highest frequencies that evolves our consciousness. What pushes us to obtain these virtues are generally to go forward our spiritual way. Is the internal fight that we face during difficulties. When we try to balance things, when we have conflicting circumstances and we are into duality and second thoughts, either we have to choose one way or the other. Or a third direction can appear as a catalysis. In conclusion, we need those conflicts because this fight between good and bad is the way to create the material for constructing our own soul. That is what makes us gather experience and awaken ourselves. This fact is described by the Greek philosopher Plato with the two guardian angels, Timon and Agathodemon, which appear in our two shoulders at the comics and at the movies, telling us what we must do. The one pushes us and the other holds back. The one follows material aspects and the other spiritual. The one is good and the other is bad. But what is significant and we have to focus is our consciousness. This is the direction that leads us to the spiritual path, finding our own inner selves and throwing away all the programming that they have implanted in our minds. Self-knowledge resulting when we start to remove beliefs like the weeds in the garden that cover the flowers. We have to pull them out so as to the beauty can be appeared. This is how our higher self is coming to the surface, which is covered with negative thoughts, wrong beliefs, suppressed feelings, etc. Traumas, social needs, and all those things. At these hard times, I would like to show a way to the people so as to think, therefore, to make these movements that will lead them to their personal evolution, to search, to work, to improve. For helping the world to improve, Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to bring." We have to share whatever we know with each other in order to change the morphogenetic field due to the fact that we are all connected. As my favorite astrophysician Manos Danezis says, when he was asked to explain in simple words how everything is connected, he said the following: when a mother prepares the cream for her baby, and she boils the water and throws into the powder and she mixes the ingredients, an homogeneous mixture is produced. But inside there are some thick pieces that belong to the cream, but they're separate as well. That is exactly what we are, energetic condensates inside the cosmic consciousness. So any improvement that happened to us, it affects the whole world. Moreover, now that we're supposed to come back to the expected everyday lives, I have to tell you that unfortunately, this is not going to happen. Because change is the basic thing in our world. As the ancient Greek natural philosopher Heraclitus said, everything flows, meaning that nothing stays the same. You cannot enter the river twice, because as the water flows, you will enter a different environment. So, as we change with higher qualities inside, the outside change will follow. Finally, entering the new reality now, we have the chance to create higher values through spirituality and knowledge. It is more than urgent because we have to be able to go through the new world that is coming. The will to work and sustain consciousness, a new mechanism growing, is the significant fact. Hope you are doing well. If you have an interest about what you heard, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be more than glad to start that project with you. Thank you for listening, and I wish you a new start with hope and strength. Good night.